ES Audio.
Hi, I'm Rochelle Travers, and this is the Evening Standard's Tech and Science Daily. Coming up, backlash after Virgin Galactic carries human ancestor remains to space. Now, let's get into it. That's the sound of journalist and ufologist Jaime Mosin, revealing alleged non-human alien corpses to Mexican politicians at the country's Congress. You might have seen some of the pictures and videos that have subsequently gone viral of what Mosin claims are two 1,000-year-old aliens, found near the cities of Pulpa and Nazca in Peru. As a result, the striking images have led to much excitement, as well as skepticism. Well, the UK's leading UFO expert has given his initial verdict on the subject to the media and says it could be the greatest discovery of all time if true, but he's not getting his hopes up. Nick Pope, who formerly led the UK's own UFO programme, went on to add that he was following this fast-developing story with interest. A British endurance athlete has finished a 315-mile swim along the Hudson River in New York in a bid to highlight the importance of river health.
Rivers are the arteries of our world, and we can't have a healthy planet unless we have healthy rivers. And healthy rivers are essential for healthy oceans. And for the sake of our children, we must learn to become better ancestors.
That's Pugh, who spoke to Tech and Science Daily just after completing the challenge. Averaging 10 miles a day in just his trunks, cap and goggles, the UN patron of the oceans arrived at the southern tip of Manhattan Island on Wednesday, after a month of swimming through powerful currents, all while avoiding boats.
In the 1970s, the Hudson was one of the most polluted rivers in the whole world. And then New Yorkers said enough was enough, and they started cleaning up the Hudson mile by mile, and they turned the fate of this river and its wildlife around. A swim like this 50 years ago would have been absolutely unthinkable.
Pugh went on to say that he had completed 5 river swims in his life, and in 3 of them he got sick due to pollution. The 2 he didn't was one in Antarctica, where there are obviously very few people, and the other was this one in the Hudson. Something he says is a testament to the work that has gone into cleaning up the river over many years. He was also impressed with the amount of effort that has gone into wildlife conservation work in and around the river.
Bald eagles were virtually extinct on the Hudson just a few years ago, and they actually brought eggs from Canada, and they started populating nests. One thing that I will never forget about this river is swimming down the river, then turning onto my back and just doing a little bit of backstroke and looking up and watching a bald eagle just following me slowly down the river.
Pugh hopes that lessons can be learned in the UK and elsewhere from the Hudson about how to restore healthy rivers. A group of top tech leaders, including Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, have been in Washington for a closed-door meeting with US senators to discuss the rise of artificial intelligence and how it should be regulated. The AI Safety Forum is one of a number of official meetings between Silicon Valley leaders and the US government, which are happening now more urgently with the US elections drawing closer, alongside the rapid increase of AI advancement. Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer called the meeting historic and said that attendees loosely endorsed the idea of regulations, but are yet to agree on what regulation should look like. The UK is holding its own AI Safety Summit in November. There's been quite a lot of backlash after a Virgin Galactic mission launched ancient human remains to space. Ethical concerns have been raised among archaeologists after the 2 fossil remains were launched in a commercial spaceflight on the 8th of September. Experts took to social media to say fossilized bones should be treated and handled with respect, as they are not just scientific specimens, but also the remains of humanity's collective ancestors. A permit was granted so the remains could be taken on the mission. Those behind the move say the journey of the fossils into space represents our appreciation of all the contributions made by our ancestors and ancient relatives. Let's go to the ads. Coming up, why your dog knows where you're hiding the treats, and the battle of the giant cinema screens. Why not hit rate and follow in the meantime? Welcome back. Pop star Olivia Rodrigo and Liverpool FC are among the latest huge names launching their own WhatsApp channels. WhatsApp owner Meta has confirmed that channels will be available in over 150 countries in the coming weeks, after initially being limited to Singapore and Colombia. Similar to the channels already available on Telegram and Instagram, the new feature allows hosts to broadcast messages to a huge number of followers at once. As part of the global launch, WhatsApp is adding thousands of new channels from celebs, news publishers, creators, and more. There's a scientific reason behind why your dog knows exactly where their treats are. A study has found that dogs and wolves can remember where people hide food, suggesting they are capable of a form of social learning known as observational spatial memory. It's a skill that involves the ability to remember and mentally map the layout of an environment or scene by simply observing it. Those who possess it can retain and later recall information about the arrangement of objects, landmarks, or locations in their surroundings. And finally, move over IMAX, there's a new juggernaut in town. What's thought to be the world's largest movie screen has been revealed by filmmaker Darren Aronofsky. The gigantic screen inside the Sphere in Las Vegas stands at a whopping 336 feet high by 556 feet wide, and has a resolution 100 times better than the typical television. Aronofsky, whose movies include Black Swan and The Wrestler, will debut a purpose-made film at the venue on the 6th of October, called Postcard from Earth. You're up to date. Come back at 4 p.m. for the Leader podcast from the Evening Standard. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. See you then.